What's going on? It's MitchMotoMaths here. We're here on the last video of the Sunset Rally ride. We're just, at the moment, we're just cruising through on that second roadbook of the first day. Unfortunately, as you would have known from my few previous videos, and I mentioned it a couple of times in all of them, and it was posted on my Instagram, I had some issues with a leak in my fuel tank. So it was leaking pretty heavily. We tried to fix it on the Saturday night, but had no avail. Woke up with about 2 or 3 litres missing from the tank on Sunday morning, and it was, it was just, I went, I'm just going to call it, watched everyone ride off in the morning, and then got to move on myself and head back to Melbourne because it was a 6.5 hour drive. So it was a bit it was a bit disappointing, unfortunately, not getting to finish off the weekend. But it was the Saturday was absolutely brilliant. All the riders were super friendly. Everyone was having a good time. Pretty much everybody that was participating was at the Roadhouse camping out there. So we got to have a chat, and I had a look at a guy's Tenere. As you know, I'm super interested in buying one, but unfortunately I didn't get to compete. But the riding was super good. I think there's no reason to not have a go at one of these events, and I think I'm looking really forward to all of the events that not only Michael has planned. So he's got 3 or 4 events that he's planning on doing next year, like this Sunset Rally, where they're not super competitive ones, they're just ones to get people starting to learn how to use roadbooks and using it not just at his training sessions, at the having go in a less controlled scenario. So obviously it was completely public roads and public areas, so you have to always be conscious of that when you're doing roadbooks like this. So definitely worth doing, definitely worth getting in contact with Michael to do his training if you're interested in this sort of thing. It's about $200 for the weekend, more if you have to borrow a bike from him, and he only has a small amount. So the riding here, I'll talk a bit more about it when I do eventually rate my ride for this area. And I'll probably have to reuse some footage from the videos because I didn't cut much. As you can see, riding's really interesting, great fun. No reason not to try this sort of event. The open roads, if you're going to the open roads, make sure to say hello. I will be going to that next year. It is confirmed. It is in Myrtleford, with rumours of being Bonnie Doon the year after. So that's something definitely to look forward to. I'm looking forward to and hoping by then, and I'm hoping by the time this video is up, which should be about October, a little bit later. I've got the leak in my tank sorted. I've tried a few different things. I've got one or 2 more things up my sleeve before I ask, see if I can get a replacement or anything like that. So the riding itself for this on the first day, I didn't get a chance to see much of the riding from the second day, just because the terrain that they were covering at the start was pretty similar to what it was at the start of that first day, which was my first real experience with anything super sandy other than the sandpit I did with Nathan and his mate Mitch in the Jellybrand River video. But that sand was just kind of playing around in just like an area full of sand. It wasn't actually trying to get somewhere. I learned a lot in terms of improving my riding ability and all that. You would have seen in the previous video that I was really comfortable in that sand section compared to that first day, other than one little thing where I let off the throttle too much as I came over a hill. But obviously when I was apparently the only person that saw cars all day, everyone else was saying, oh yeah, we didn't see cars at all, and I'm like, I saw 4 or 5 just in that last section. Only one when I was recording, but there was plenty of people around. Yeah, so some things, you know, I would suggest, if you can, when you're doing this sort of event, is testing your setup. Right, I hadn't done any testing because I didn't have the Bluetooth controller, because Nathan bought a whole bunch for him, and he was like, I bought one extra so you can use. So I didn't get to test out with my phone until the day. That was the issue. The other issue I found, if you can get a tablet, get a tablet. You know, the quad lock held great with the phone. It's, you know, scrolled perfectly fine, but you can see from the footage that the size of the screen makes it a little bit harder to read, and, you know, a bit of an issue. I did have some issues with my GPS falling off a few times as well because I didn't put it on properly, but that's another story. Yeah, so really hope you guys have enjoyed the video. The videos on the rally. Oh, what else should I? Yeah, I think these sorts of events are a great way to improve your skills. For me particularly, you know, for the people that were at the front of the pack the entire time, they're probably not improving as much. But other than just riding a lot, a great way to improve skills, to ride with people just that little bit better than you. And Ramy, the guy that I was chasing on that white bike, he was definitely faster than me. But because he was only that little bit faster than me, I felt encouraged to try and keep pace with him, and, you know, chase him down and try and, you know, overtake him when I could, and, you know, all of that. But he obviously, most riders there were a lot more experienced, and, you know, knew what they were doing. The sweep riders, you know, gave me a lot of tips when we got back, which is unfortunate I didn't get to go practice those tips the next day, because the sweep riders were, I think they're pretty much right behind me. You know, they're just, because I at this point I was at the back, so they were right behind me, you know, just kind of cruising and stopping when they felt for a rest, but, you know, they were able to watch me ride, and yeah, they gave me some tips when got back to the finishing tent, and, you know, we all finished faster than Michael expected, so even though I was kind of holding everyone back, but, you know, he was quite impressed with everyone for the day. The guy on the CB 500 he was very impressed with, because that guy was on a bike that he was just like, he looked at him and went, what are you doing? But it was a fantastic ride, and I'll, you know, it's something to do. I am going to, I'm moving at the end of this year, but when I get into my new house, I'm going to design, and with Nathan, some more road books. I'm going to do some road ones so people can get used to them if they've only got a road bike at the moment, and also because a lot of our friends only have road bikes, so it's a bit easier to get them to do it. And then, you know, I'll start posting links to them and stuff like that on the YouTube channel with the videos. You know, what I'm going to do is we're going to make some road books. I'm going to get my friends to do them, and I'm going to, like, be behind them as they do them. And, yeah. Going to do the same with Nathan, and then I'll, you know, whenever we do those road books, I'll post them as videos and post the link to those particular road books. I might make a public Google Drive to store them all, so people can just download the PDFs, chuck them on the Roadbook Navigator app, and have a go at them. But obviously I want to try them out first and make sure I've got all of the, you know, especially for dirt ones, all of the hazards and things like that set up. With the move, I haven't actually worked out where my house is going. Well, I know where I'm going. It's just I've got a new job for next year, back closer to back in Mansfield, and then we're going to, I'm going to hopefully be able to put up a lot more videos, because I'll be riding a lot more regularly in the high country, and a few more interesting roads and things like that. I'm still hoping for the sort of the December-January marathon, where I'm going to do 2 videos a week rather than my traditional one. That is sort of the plan. I'm going to make a road video going through sort of what the directions of the channel are going to be coming up. By now I should have, I'm hoping, done my second the Moto Garage video, which will be some audio and setups for, which should have been some audio setups and that. But if you have any more ideas for that particular branch of my channel, put a comment. If you want to know about all of the setup I have had for the rally, for example, comment that below. But it is a pretty simple setup, and I'll talk about how I wired it and all that. So I haven't, in news of the looking at the Tenere, I went and looked at some the day before I made this video, well, before I edited this video I should say, and I'm just kind of, with the move coming up, I'm looking at buying a house, and it's, just not spending 20 grand on a bike plus kitting it out with bash plate, the upgraded bash plate, upgraded handguards, and all of that is just financially not the thing I should be doing right now. So it's going to be a little while. So hope you enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed the entire rally series. The next couple of videos will be some dirt rides that were actually before the rally that I wanted to cut and leave until after, just because I wanted to make sure the rally was out as soon as it was. And then I will be doing a sort of a vlog on the MotoGP, because that is on October 14th, which should be, I think, the weekend, 14th, 15th, 16th, which should be on the weekend this comes out, if I remember dates correctly. It should be either the weekend after this video or the weekend of this video, I think, is, if I've timed it correctly, when it'll be coming out. So look forward to that. At the moment, I think it's Brock, Daniel that are going. Nathan's got his wedding coming up, so he's, all busy with that. And so we'll just kind of do a video, I'll record a little bit on the ride down. We haven't decided what we're doing for accommodation. We might just stay at one of the boys who lives a bit close to the island, their place, and just ride from their place each day. Well, I'm only going on the Saturday and Sunday. It's kind of crunch time for work, because I'm a maths teacher. The students have exams and stuff coming. That's a bit hard for me to take a Friday off. But we will definitely have a good time at that, the GP, and then so I'll record sort of the trip down. Record a little bit at the GP itself, and then record a little bit of the way back, and talk about the race. And I love going to events like that, whether it be dirt bike or road bike events. It's great seeing a whole bunch of people that are all into the same thing getting together. Which is another big thing about this rally. You meet people at these events that have a similar mindset to you, enjoy the same things as you. So it's great talking to them, getting advice, asking questions, and getting to see a whole bunch of different bikes. It was quite funny how I was kind of there was only a couple of guys on Yamis. Most people were on Katos, and we got the relive of this second half of the thing popping up as well. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I will see you in the next video. Hope you enjoyed.